Kirill, the student of the school number 22, Form 9C. First of all, I have drawn my family, my elder brother, my father and mother. I have drawn a house and a car.
Does the car belong to your family?
It does. I've also drawn the street and the yard where I spend the most of my free time.
Do you draw often?
I do.
Where mostly?
At home. Well, I can also do it outside.
And what do you draw mostly?
Well, sketches, graffiti, or just freestyle. Everything I can imagine.
Well, you know, someone prefers to draw people, another one landscapes.
I like do both people and landscapes, yet people mostly. To draw them all together like on the picture doesn't make me a problem. I can draw a body or a face separately from other parts. I can draw many things, different fragments of clothes. All in all, it doesn't make me a problem.
And what can you say about the relationship in your family and atmosphere in it? Your father and mother, how do you treat them?
Well, I treat them with respect, yet there are so many tensions right now. According to my friends telling if they had the same problem as I do, they would have been deprived of their computer, internet, or staying outdoors. But I am treated the other way, because my parents know I can solve my problems on my own, so it's no need to limit me anyhow.
Does anyone help you to solve the problems?
Sure. Just my mother and I understand each other. It's good that sometimes she doesn't say that I am under the house arrest. She understands that we have a difficult situation. If I need to go somewhere, I can go. But then I explain from my mom where I work. I'm about to start looking for a job this summer.
What do you want to become? Any preferences or whatever will be?
Whatever will be. A friend of mine has promised to hire me for a tire assembling job to help him. The salary is stable, so I will work there probably. Well, there are various options. A friend of my dad has got a job. I don't exactly know how to call it, but he drives a lorry and delivers car parts. And I could help him.
And what will you do with your first salary?
With my first salary?
Yes, after you cashed your first salary on the lorry or tire assembly.
Well, first of all, my money, I don't have a passion towards spending it, so I will just put them beside my computer where I've been storing like 1 or 2 or 300 rubles. I don't care. When I do need some of them, I'll take them. Well, what can I buy for it? For now, my desire and hobby is the painting. So, first of all, I will buy some paint. The painting has been a way to communicate with my friends, a common subject. The way to meet new people, to get in touch with. Later on, after I met many people, the goal was done, so I abandoned the painting. About a month passed by, and I had some money. I don't buy paint any longer. Well, I bought some different things to spend some money, and I had some friends in age of, well, they start pushing me into bad habits. because I had money and didn't spend it without reason. This way I became familiar with alcohol and cigarettes. I tasted them once and returned to my former hobby, the painting, just to spend the rest of my money, because the paint isn't cheap. I needed lots of money for it, so nothing is left for some fancy stuff. I got used to being caught and brought to the police station, yet I've been always released at the moment of arrival. One patrol would catch me and call for help. My hands were all in pain. Their colleges would appear for my persecution, and just before the police station they would just say goodbye and release me. First of all, you have to stay calm and don't run. If they say stop, come here, just pretend you haven't heard it and continue walking.
So, should you collect a respectable sum of money, you would rather spend it for a hobby.
Sure.
And you said you've been introduced to and made familiar with bad habits. So, how did you get along with them? You just said hello and goodbye, or found some kind of interest in it?
Well, no. I was asked to taste it, so I did. And when you do so, for example, everyone gets half a liter, and you too. This way, no one is insulted. So it's done, but the next time we meet and drink some alcohol, I would just say no, and it makes no problem. No one is forced to do anything he doesn't like. The relation to my teachers became worse, and my marks too, everything because of bad blood. Yet my level of knowledge isn't low in comparison to others.
To be honest, in the lessons he sits still, calm, trying to hide behind the students before him, doing nothing, even not taking a pen in his hand. Well, it's some kind of, let me say, demonstration of his position. I would rather say an indisposition towards doing anything. He isn't rude or insulting, even precautionary polite, wearing a smile with a scorn, especially with a scorn trying to prick us in some way. I haven't noticed how he comes along with the schoolmates, but there have been no tensions, no troubles anyway. But all in all, he is a kind of disinterested person, especially in his life, in his own fate. He is interested in nothing. We had a provisional exam recently that he certainly failed because of the lack of any knowledge.
Do you make any preparations for the lessons?
For sure.
So you just don't want to participate in the lesson, or it's difficult for you?
No, if I raise my hand, the teacher wouldn't take it for serious.
I see. But all in all, how do you feel about it? For example, you get a chance to answer or given a word. Does it make any complication to speak to the teacher?
No.
So it's not complicated.
Right.
Does your mother stay in touch with your teachers?
Yes, always.
So they are always up to date about you?
Many students told me they would attend additional coaches. But the thing is, a coach doesn't solve any problems, because you have to endeavor even at a coach's. But if you do nothing at school nor at a coach's, only wasting 2 hours of time the parents have to pay for, it makes no sense.
And do you know anything about his relationship to his mother at home?
I don't know anything about his domestic relations. The only thing I know after talking to his mother is that she isn't able doing anything, neither changing the situation nor taking effect on him. This way she showed, well, she came and subscribed her own impotence and helplessness, that she isn't able to make him doing anything, studying as well. She told me sometimes he would be sitting doing his homework. He had also exercise books and a diary, but during the lesson he appears with nil. Well, in my opinion, it is a kind of paradox when the parents don't care about their child and don't work with him.
I did lots of things together with my father, climbing on mountains, fishing, going to river raids. My father was proud of me, and I had an inclination towards knowledge. We bought encyclopedias for me, and he asked me lots of things.
His mother told us Kirill's father had an excellent student syndrome, so he was concerned about the situation.
Oh, come on, don't tell me those fairy tales. Father with an excellent student syndrome. I'd like to see how this race would revolve before the desk like an adder on a pen. To be just being time bringing me worksheets. He would be an excellent student. If only his father had an excellent student syndrome. His father was concerned. You are making me laugh. I don't believe in it.
Yet my brother reminded before his computer. But then I got into troubles at school and my brother left for the army. And now the conflicts have started.
So your brother is in the army now?
Yes.
But he left for 1 year, right?
Right, for a year.
Then he's in the army now. He will come back in summer, and his mother has a hope. The situation would improve after he returns.
How that? Danny is only his brother. The responsibility for the education and alimentation of the child lies on the shoulders of the parents alone, not on the siblings. It's all about the neglect in our law that we can't, that we have no means and ways to affect the parents who don't care properly about their children. Why his mother waiting for her son's elder brother to affect on his younger one anyhow? And what's about her? Why does she feed and care for him, buy his clothes when he doesn't respond to her?
Is it hard for you to start a chat with your father?
No.
Have you ever spoken with him about some private things, things that bother you, something that worries you?
Yes, right.
So have you ever talked to him according to these issues?
Well, any private issues, for example, troubles with some friend, no. I talked about those things rather to my mom, but not often. I likely try to solve my problems on my own and confess them to nobody at no time.
And may I ask you a personal question? You say you solve your problems on your own. So how do you rate yourself now? Are you really sure that you are able to solve your problems now?
Sure, look for example the school. My mother says you don't study properly and I'm to call everyone on phone. I mean, by my will, would my teacher listen to me like to my mother, I would be able to solve all my problems on my own. But as long as they don't pay to me attention and don't take me seriously, it makes no sense to talk.
But have you been trying, really trying?
Yes.
No luck?
Depends on circumstances, sometimes.
Do you feel sorry or guilty towards your mother?
Yes.
To your father?
Yes, as well.
And is it hard to live with this feeling of guilt?
Well, yes.
His mother told us that after we stepped into their life, everything changed to the worse. That the duties Kirill had before and did some homework, he totally cancelled, and would only be on ego trip, would refuse everything just for the show. That's why his mother decided to...
That it is related to visiting.
Yes, that we and she decided that we shall stop it immediately, so he can end the 9th grade and graduate from the school to be able to...
And she doesn't know that he won't graduate.
Well, she claimed she would do everything he graduates.
Well, as for me, I can say only one thing. She's embarrassed and ashamed. She got stuck now in such shit because of her own fault. Excuse me my words. That's it. I mean, if your child doesn't respect and respond to you, just imagine you did the same to your parents. Were rude and did what you wanted. What would they do with you? I know for sure. You see, if I tried to behave like that in his age, I would have got in big troubles. The first thing striking the eyes is the presence of an excessive control. So he is under control, especially his mind, his thoughts. Further, the presence of inner phobias. That means he's frightened of something, probably of himself. Next one, the mother. She is authoritative, no doubt. There is no contact inside the family. All the hands are hidden. Well, except those of the mothers are held in the shape of a fist. That means she holds the family together with an iron fist. So she has the excessive control. She is authoritative, that is clear. What about the support and the mental ballast inside the family? I can say he doesn't feel any and he's concerned about his role in it. Also about, let me say, how well knit the family is. Its firmness and stability, so, well, there is no sensation of emotional stability inside the family. Next one, this I guess his house. The interesting thing about it is the house has a lot of doors and a few windows. Yet all of them are shut. That means you can enter, but there is a chance to leave again. Furthermore, the family is placed beyond the house. Does it feel safe and comfortable at home? This is an issue, but rather likely not. What else interesting I can say? It's not typical to draw such huge houses, but maybe he lives in it.
It's a 5-story house.
5-story house. And the balconies, are those the apartments or the lobbies ones?
I don't really know. I guess the apartments ones, due to the clothes being aired.
Did he say the clothes would be aired right there?
No, he didn't speak about it. I recall now I saw it.
A kitty? What's that?
Is there a kitty?
There, kitty.
I mean the cat.
The cat, okay. The interesting thing about this one is the cat is pulled out of the house too. Yet it resides across the road as a faraway being, underlying the disunity in the family. So it's no good contact and a total disunity inside the family. That's it. What else? The smile. All of them wear a smirk, not a smile, not emotionally loaded.
What does it mean, not emotionally loaded?
Well, let me say so, there is no emotion of bringing each other closer. So no love, no binding or sticking together and so on, not emotionally loaded. The emotions shown are those of the supervision. I mean, it gives me a feeling of a depressive supervision, so if you look at the picture, the emotion rising up in you is the one initially intended. Well, on this picture is such a one.
And what does the graffiti on the house mean?
I don't understand that graffiti. I can't read it. Does such one really exist on the wall of the house?
No, I didn't see any yet. He sometimes makes those with paint.
So it's his fantasy, like, I want it to be this way, I want to make my world, to beautify my house. Only if this graffiti can be found on the house, should you see his house. If so, it's the desire to rebuild the house, to beautify and to personalize it. So if this graffiti is only a design of the imagination, he has got a lack of personal expression within his family, more likely.
And what about the car?
Well, the interesting thing about the car is the rear part has been shown as if it departs, neither here nor gone. But more likely it's parked below the window. That's why only a single part of it is displayed. I get another question. Who folded the picture?
We.
Okay, just for a particular aspect. Also, I'd say there are readable divisions within the family, because the margins are emphasized, the existence of strict borders.
And another aspect, I watched him drawing the same lines, emphasizing them over and over again.
There must be an anxiety.
An anxiety?
Yes, behind an anxiety. Mostly an anxiety and uncertainty or disbelief and self-doubt. By the way, did he have some crayons?
Yes, he did. He was given, yet he rejected them, saying he won't need them.
So only lead pencil. That is more likely to mean the depressive mood as a certain option. Did he tell you anything else about his family?
Well, as he was asked, he said something about the playground nearby. He would attend with his friends.
So it's kind of recall or regression to the childhood. And look, he seems to like this place. In contrast to the rest, the playground is drawn nice and neat with well-defined lines as if he used a ruler. Did he use the ruler?
He didn't.
Well, it looks like it were. Anyway, he likes the place. Here we are. There's nothing of interest left. The doors are shut. Can't go out to communicate.